everyone, and welcome to Mind Power Monday. I am in beautiful Abbotsford, BC, and you can see behind me today we're at a little lake. First of all, I'll introduce myself. I am Melanie Robinson, and I'm a real estate investor just like the rest of you. And I have worked on several different strategies. I've worked on BRRRRs, buy and holds, flips. We've bought some foreclosures, done some new builds, and we're currently working on a renovation here in Abbotsford with joint venture partners. So that's why I'm here and in Abbotsford. I was actually meeting our painter this morning and was going to do the live in my car, but then thought I would find somewhere beautiful in nature. Although I don't know how loud it is. Hi, Leanna. I don't know how loud it is with these geese behind me. I don't know if we can see any of them, but they seem to be quiet at some points and then really talkative at other points. So I will do my best to kind of watch the comments, and if it gets too loud, I will try to walk away a little bit. But felt really compelled to come down to nature again. I definitely love connecting with nature, and it does bring peace to me. I'll share a little bit about why I'm here as a real estate investor doing Mind Power Mondays. I am a master practitioner of NLP. My mom's actually a trainer of NLP. She certifies people, and it's an incredible model, communication model that helps people achieve the success that they want to achieve. It helps them overcome the things that may be limiting them. We have a family business that I joined back in 2000, and working with incredibly successful business people that wanted to take things to the next level. So I could go on and on about that model, but it's definitely an incredible one that I am passionate about. And I personally really do love, I just love people, love helping make a difference in people's lives. And I believe that life is meant to be enjoyed. And when we can harness the power of our minds to feel better as we live life, that is a beautiful thing. So that's something I'm super passionate about. I was passionate about it doing our training and coaching and consulting, and I am passionate about it in the real estate investing and in doing these Mind Power Mondays. I love doing Mind Power Mondays. I am so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful that Corey and Tiffany invited me to do this, and that I'm able to share the passion that I have, and any little tips that I can give that might help you all feel more at peace, feel happier, feel more content, and build relationships and build your success in a way that feels great to you. So there you are. That is me. That is me as a real estate investor and as the Mind Power Monday person. And again, I'm in beautiful Abbotsford. It's gorgeous and sunny, a little bit crisp, but super, super, super beautiful. Anyhow, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and today I wanted to talk to you about my thoughts on fear. And it might be a little bit different than yours, and that's okay, but I just, I think I've expressed before that when I walk my dog, I do a lot of thinking, and over the last few days, I've really been thinking about how can I best support you all, and it also brings me clarity as I think of ways to support you. So, and really what came up for me is fear. It seems to be, obviously, and rightfully so, a time where we're all experiencing some fear. And I always want to watch these comments here, but again, I explain myself every time, but it's hard for me to concentrate and focus because I really do connect on a heart level, as weird as that sounds, with all of you, and want to share and be of best service to you all. So let's talk about fear. And this is going to be, if my kids were watching, they'd be so embarrassed right now. But I don't know why this came to me, and it's kind of like a fun, stupid, silly, embarrassing thing. But when I was walking yesterday, I was thinking, let's talk about fear, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fear. Anyways, there's my little silly, goofy, no idea why that came to me yesterday walking. But every time I say, let's talk about fear, now I sing that song in my head. So now I've embarrassed myself and sang it all to you, but let's talk about fear. So I honestly don't think any human emotion is a bad thing. We're humans, we have feelings, and actually most of them are designed to help us in some way. So with fear, I feel grateful that we have fear as an emotion, because fear protects us. It keeps us safe. It's what has us Thank you. It's what has us really analyzing, is this safe for us? So fear stops us from doing things like jumping out of a moving car, or jumping off a bridge, or jumping from a plane. If we're going to jump out of a plane, which I would never do, but fear has us stop and analyze, is this a safe situation? Yes, I have a parachute. Yes, I'm supposed to do this. Yes, I'm going to be safe. So fear is something that is useful to us all. The question is, at what point does it become limiting? At what point does it become not useful and actually hinder us from living the life we're meant to live? And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. So obviously I can't sort of skirt around the issue that things are a bit unknown right now, very unsettled and scary for sure, as to what's going on in the world, what's going on right at our, in our neighborhoods and potentially in some of our homes. And so I look at it and I feel grateful that we have fear to analyze what we need to do to be safe. And for everybody, that's going to be different. So, it's making us all hyper aware of hygiene and washing our hands and not coming into close contact with people and, staying away from groups of people and all those things, all the things that we're doing to keep ourselves safe right now. Our fear is what allows us to pay attention, because if we didn't experience any fear, we would think we were invincible. We would think we didn't need to listen to these things, and we would go about ignoring all of these precautions and advisories, and we would go about living our life. And then, who knows what would happen. So the first thing I want to say to you is embrace the fear from the perspective of acknowledging it is bringing you or making you able to analyze and assess and make decisions that are right for you and for your family. So be grateful. Allow yourself to feel that. Make sure you're being productive with it. Make sure you're using that fear to come up with a strategy. Make sure you have whatever supplies you feel like you need to make, all of those things. So use that as a tool to help you and make sure that you're taken care of. Then I want you to question that fear. I want you to question, because there's going to be a line where it's no longer serving you. You've done everything that you can do. You're following everything that you feel is the right thing for you. And there comes a place where that fear is now going to hinder you from being able to enjoy your life. And that's where I really want you to check in. So there are many things in life. I'm standing on little logs and twigs and stuff. Anyways, completely diverging for a minute. I have my phone hanging in the trees with my Investors Life pop socket in between two branches like this. It's just hanging by a thread. So you should see me. Anyways, it's quite comical. I wish I had a second camera to take a picture of how I set up for these things. But nature is beautiful and it provides all sorts of resources. Anyhow, okay, so back to fear. So in life, there's many things that we can't control, and we're being shown that again right now. And it isn't just with this COVID-19 or coronavirus. It's life in general. It's I couldn't control that my husband left, or that my mom got cancer, or that I grew up, my dad left, whatever. All of those things. We can't control what happens around us. We can't control the decisions that the government makes ever, and we can't control them right now and what restrictions might be put on us. We can't control that this virus is going around. We can't control those things. The only thing that we can control is our response to these things, how we're thinking about these things, and how we're going to take action and how we're going to live our life based on the things that are happening outside of us. So again, it comes back to us. It comes back to our thoughts, and it comes back to choice. You have a choice on if you stay stuck in the fear and you allow yourself to live there, or if you challenge yourself to really take a look at it, to stop yourself and question, what is the positive purpose in this fear? Have I done everything that I can do? Am I aligned? And I've taken care of everything that I can? And if that's the case, then it's time to let the fear go, because it's not serving you. And so therein lies the choice. The choice is, are you going to stop and assess? What is the positive purpose? Maybe it's guiding you to do one more thing that you hadn't done, in which case, great, thank you. Do that one thing and be grateful that you were guided that way by your body's own sort of intuition and emotion. But if it's not positive service to you, I can't think of the words, then it's time to let it go. And how do we do that? Well, if you're feeling fear, I'm going to try to take a look at these things, but I'm not great at it, that's for sure. If you're feeling fearful, that's because you're thinking about bad things happening. You're imagining the worst case scenario. You're sort of buying into the fear. And again, not to say that it's not real, but how is it serving you? How is it helping you? How is it making a difference? If it's not, then you want to do your best to let it go. And you can do that, a number of different ways. And everybody's going to have different strategies for what will feel best. But even as simple as taking a moment and focusing on your breathing. And not just, you want to focus on breathing in and breathing out. Oh, those geese are talkative right now. Hopefully you can still hear me over them. My goodness me. So focusing on your breathing for 30 seconds, for a minute, that changes your heart rate. That brings you back down to a calm level. Look, the geese were listening. To a nice calm level and more at peace. So something as simple as focusing on your breathing. The other thing that we talk about over and over, probably every single Monday, is to have that sort of happy thought. We know that when we think about something bad, when we think about being scared, when we think about being fearful, we feel stressed. Our heart rate increases. We feel that fear, that stress in our body. When we think about something that we love, something joyful, something fun we do, that changes how we feel. So for me, it's funny, this morning while I was standing here, preparing for all of you, I was thinking, if I imagine myself on the lake in the summer, and I imagine myself jumping off the back of the boat and into the water and getting myself set up on the surfboard, and the sound of the motor, the engine, and pulling me up, and I'm riding the wave, and if I get to throw that rope and actually ride it without the rope for a bit, and I'm going ropeless, I feel so good, and the music's cranked, and my family's waving at me, and I get all excited when I'm ropeless for that brief moment before I go under. And that's when I think about that, I feel amazing. I feel on top of the world. I can feel the sun on my body. I can feel myself riding that wave. I can feel myself leaning forward to try to catch the wave again. I can feel it all, the music playing, the way my family looks at me when I'm so happy for that moment when I threw the rope. I can feel it. So why wouldn't I connect with that? Use it as a tool. When I'm feeling crummy, when I go to a place of feeling fearful, with all this stuff that's going on that's out of my control, I have the choice. The one thing I can control are my thoughts. So when I think about being behind the boat like that, I feel great. Does it solve the world's problems? Absolutely not. Does it change the fact that this is a scary time? Absolutely not. Does it change how I feel right now during this scary time? Absolutely. So those are the types of things that you can do. What are the thoughts for you that make you feel happy inside, that change the chemistry in your body? Because they're just as real. That's the thing. It's all real. This scary stuff, it is very, very real. But those things that bring you joy, they're very, very real as well. And this goes far beyond. I want to mention too that this goes far beyond, what's happening in the world right now. This is the same truth for trying new things, if we're afraid of that, learning new things, going and meeting joint venture partners, potential joint venture partners, putting an offer in on a place. I mean, all sorts of different things where we can feel fearful in our lives, personally, trying new things or relationships or all those sorts of things, and professionally in our real estate investing world. So these skills, these strategies, they're not just applicable right now because we're all living sort of in this state of unknown. This is applicable in life in general. We don't know what the future holds for any of us. And the way I see it is we want to feel as good as we can feel. Right now, there's things going on that are completely out of our control. But what we are in control of are our thoughts. And here's the other piece of the equation. Right now, specifically, but again, always, as far as I'm concerned, when we're feeling stressed, when we're living in fear, that depletes our immune system. That sends stress chemicals all through our body, and that does not put us in the best position. And so from a health perspective, from a most resourceful perspective, if you want to think of it that way, again, pay attention so that you can do what you need to do. I'm not saying ignore things and live in a bubble. Right now, we do need to pay attention. But then once we've paid attention, once we've set ourselves up, once we are deciding to take action in the way that we believe we need to the best of our ability, we then have choice. What are we choosing to focus on? What thoughts are we having? Are we choosing to be grateful for what we do have? Grateful for that time with family, that time in nature and beautiful places like this, where we're completely safe. I mean, it's a choice. And I hate to keep saying that, but it really truly is. So those are my thoughts on fear. I am grateful for it because it keeps me safe. It stops me from jumping out of cars or walking in dark trails at night alone. It allows me to, pay attention and do what I need to do to keep me and my family as safe as I can. And then the reality is I don't have any control over this. So then I control myself. I control my thoughts and I do what I need to do. I use my tools. It's a skill. It's a choice. And we just take responsibility for what we're thinking about and how we're choosing to respond to all of this that's going on. We have an opportunity to feel as good as we can feel, connect with those around us, help people that are requiring help, do it in a smart way, and really come together. I mean, this is a time when it's very rare that we're all experiencing something together. So normally I'm kind of fighting my own battle in my own home or my own life. Meanwhile, all of you are living, well, not all of you because we're all going through challenges, but you know what I mean. It's like normally each of us are in our own little bubble experiencing our own challenges that nobody would ever dream we're facing. Right now, I mean, the beauty and not beauty, but we're all facing this together. We can come together, support each other. We can't control this, but we can learn to take control of our thoughts. We can create our own internal environment. We can build up our immune system by really deciding not to feel, not to stay stuck in the fear. We have choice, and let's take control of the choices that we do have rather than focusing on the choices that we don't have. So I really wish that I was good at being interactive. I am going to ask really quickly, just in case. Does anybody have any questions? And I know there's a delay, but is there anything specifically I can help you with regards to fear? So I am going to wait a minute and then I'll scroll up and see if there is anything. And if not, that's totally fine. You can message me as well. And I will read, as usual, the comments all afterwards. But yeah, if I can be of service in any way, I again felt, really compelled this morning to help in any way that I can. I know that this is a scary time. I don't want to minimize it at all. But if we can have, watching my footing here, if we can have resources to help, we want to enjoy the time that we do have. We want to enjoy as much as we can. We don't know how many tomorrows we have, and that is true always. So what can you do to feel as good as you can during this time? Maybe there's education you can do with real estate investing. Maybe you can, if you're an Ignited member, you can go through and actually watch all the training videos and look at the documents and the resources that are there. Maybe it's bonding with family. Maybe it's focusing more on exercise. Maybe it's learning how to do Zoom calls. I don't know what it is, but look for the opportunities while we're going through this time. So let me see. I don't know if this is a question, Andrea, so I'm trying to do this without knocking my phone off this little branch. No, I can't seem to see the whole thing, but I was thinking about this exact same thing this morning. I'm assuming that's not a question, but let me know if I'm wrong. The see more button, it's not letting me go down. So anyhow, I'm assuming that you don't have any questions and that this all just is making sense. I urge you to really start to question yourself when you're feeling fearful. Is this of service to me? What's the positive intention behind this fear? Is this something that I need to do to be taking action with? Or is this just fear? Have I done everything that I can do? If you have, pay attention to that and make the choice to do something to change how you're feeling. Think a happy thought. Mine is, like I said, I have lots of them, but the one that I was thinking about this morning is being behind the boat. What's that for you? What's that thought that you can think of that makes you feel joyful and happy and changes how you feel? Focus on your immune system, building up a strong immune system. You need to be thinking about thoughts that are supporting your immune system in strength rather than fear-based that actually depletes your immune system. Focus on your breathing if you need to bring yourself back to center, to calm everything down and bring yourself back to a calm state, like those geese did in the background earlier. So what are the things that you can do? And those are my thoughts on fear. Be grateful for it. It serves us. And then when it's no longer serving us, we need to let it go and do what we need to do to live our very best life. So I think I have said enough about this. I don't think there's any questions here. And so I hope you all have a really fabulous Monday and a really good week. Stay safe. Really check in and make whatever choices you feel are best for you and for your family. And there's the geese chiming in again. And we'll see you next Monday for another Mind Power Monday. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all that you'd like to share with me, I am here and I love it. So chat away with me. Alrighty, everyone. Have a fantastic day and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.